Right in the middle of this, I realized I needed a new work table. So we're gonna put that together, finish the shine. When it's cold outside like it is today, I like to hunker down in the office and just get stuff done. But lately, when I walk into my office, I just feel the energy being drained from me. Back in 2011, when I first decided that this room would be my office, I chose it because it's right next to the bar, it's right next to the video games, and it just felt like a place where I could be productive but also have fun. But what was once my perfect workspace has shrank around me as it's become more and more cluttered. The room is a 13 by 13 foot box. I've rearranged the space a couple of times, and what I have right now I think is pretty efficient for what I do. In my pursuit this year to become 1% better every day, I'm starting to notice, though, that some things annoy me more than they used to. For example, as I focused on being more productive, one of the things is the state of my desk and office. They're just too cluttered, and I'm starting to feel cramped and anxious. There are several ways we could go about this, but the simplest and most effective is a Japanese process called the 5S. It is a simple 5-step process that we can use to make our workspace more efficient and more productive. Every step starts with the letter S. Sort, set in order, shine, standardize, sustain. Before we dive into each of these steps, let's talk about why the 5S process is important. Every second you spend looking for a pen, looking for a piece of paper, looking for a file, that absolutely just drains your productivity. It drains your energy. The longer it takes you to find something, the less work you can do, the less productive you can be, and the more likely you are to give up and just move on to something else, leaving a ton of work unfinished. The first step in the process is called sort. This is probably the most overlooked and least used part of this entire 5S process. In this part, we're simply making two categories. We're determining what to keep and what to throw away. So I'll go through all of the paper, all of the wires, all of the gear, and find out what I need versus what I don't. But first, I need a trash can. All right, everything already looks better. So now we're going to move on to set in order. And in set in order, we're kind of going to organize everything by two categories. All right, category number one is going to be by type. So pens are going to go with pens, books with books. The second step is to sort everything by utility and frequency of use. So the stuff that I use most frequently is going to be closest to me, so it'll be closest to my desk. The stuff I use least frequently will be the farthest away. Now it's time to shine. This is the part that is probably the most fun for me. What we'll do is we're going to put the finishing touches on everything. We'll rearrange the desk, make it a little more user-friendly, do all the dusting, make sure I do all the vacuuming, and make sure that all that gets done. Right in the middle of this, I realized I need a new work table. So we're gonna put that together, finish the shine. Sweet. Now that shine is done, it's time to standardize. You're going to standardize so that things are always in the same place. They're always where they live. I do it on my desk using this simple roll of painter's tape. What we're going to do is we're going to take off a little piece of painter's tape. We're going to put it on the desk where everything lives, and that way we know that everything each night is in its place. The other thing I want to do is I'm going to organize the books on the shelf behind me back here, make sure that they're organized by topic, and then the books that I use most often, the books that I refer to the most, are on the highest shelves. Now, the real trick is the fifth step. The fifth step is sustain. So all of the progress we've made today in cleaning up the office and trying to organize it in such a way to become more productive, we have to keep it going. So we have to sustain it. A couple things I'm going to do to sustain it is every night we'll make sure that everything is back on its blue painter's tape. I'm going to also, at the end of the day, pull out the things that I need to start the next day so I can wake up productive and have those front and center on my desk so that I'm not looking for them. I can hit the ground running each morning. The very last thing I'm going to do is every 3 months or so, I'm going to do a 5S audit. I'm going to look at the layout of the room, the desks, where everything is, and see if I still think that's the most efficient way to work. That way, at the end of this all, I'm always as productive as I can be. Right now, the workspace feels like it did in 2011. I feel like I have a lot of room, everything is in its place, and I feel like I can start enjoying my work again. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. And with that last plea, it's time for a land shark.